Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, I want to talk Heart of Invictus. You guys, so much going on with the Invictus Games. So much I want to clarify and talk about. We're going to go into what and where is happening with this. We're going to talk about the Invictus Games themselves, Meghan's wardrobe, Harry and Meghan's involvement. I want to really get into this trailer for the Heart of Invictus that is set to air August 30th. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about people's reaction to it because there's been very strong reactions. And I'm very excited to dive into this with you. Thank you for being here. Honk, honk, everybody. So I was a little bit confused. I wanted to clarify, and a lot of you guys really came through, and then I ended up doing a bunch of research on this. So I wanted to explain what's happening. This Heart of Invictus that's coming out August 30th, and it's showing the Invictus Games from last year. Those took place between April 16th and April 22nd of 2022. It's confusing because in real time, the 2023 Invictus Games is about to happen. So from the 9th to the 16th of September, the Invictus Games 2023 will be held in Dusseldorf, Germany. So we will be seeing a lot more of these two because think about what's coming up. August 31st, we have the anniversary of the Diana accident. September 8th is the anniversary of Her Majesty the Queen's passing. Going to find ways to make these events about themselves. Sometime in September, we have the Wales children going back to school, so they'll find a way to try to upstage them. We have September 9th through 16th, like I say, is the Invictus Game, so they'll make it about themselves in Dusseldorf. We got lots coming out from these two very soon. Expect all the antics and then some. Since this Heart of Invictus, again, coming out August 30th, I'm throwing a lot of dates at you. That's why I keep repeating them. August 30th comes out Heart of Invictus. We got a trailer drop on Netflix, but I just kind of want to remind you all about this event. 2022, again, it was held in the Netherlands. You remember these pictures, and it's funny because look, she's clinging onto him. The claw is very much present, double claw. Very much present in these photos, and I just feel like we're not going to see that in 2023 because it seems very different. But we will see this, I'm sure, a lot in the documentary. Cameras facing, so the rictus grin will be there. The double claw will be out. Okay, so back to this again. We're talking about the 2022 games since that's what's coming out in this documentary. All right. There was some controversy here. There was actually lots of controversy, but the big controversy was Meghan. What else is new? Meghan and her wardrobe and her antics. When you Google it, you'll find articles like this. So this came out of news.com.au, and it's out of Australia, and they're reporting on the 3-day designer wardrobe she wore and how it cost an obscene $69,000. It's so over the top and so tacky when you really think about it. It included things like Cartier and Valentino, and there's question, I'm going to say alleged, that it was all billed to Invictus. And now I've seen the stories you've seen where it's actually alleged it was a whole heck of a lot more, like an obscene amount, and that include things like private jets and stylists and things like that. And while it's my opinion that sounds about right, I can't find the official numbers on that. That's why I'm hesitant to talk about that. Just know that it is covered in controversy, and I have read the same things you have read. I've heard the same things you have heard, that a lot of it was vulgar expenses that took away from the veterans and tried to make it about, I'll say both of them, but especially about her. So that's something you'll see reflected quite a bit in the comments for this this trailer that we got. People are so unhappy that Harry and Meghan are attached to this thing. So this leads me into the actual trailer itself. So it did hit YouTube a couple of days ago, and I mentioned it in another video that somebody had pulled the stats on the thumbs up to the thumbs down ratio and talked about that people are really reacting poorly to this trailer. And so I talked about it, but I just wanted to really go further into this. It's really sticking out in my head, and I wanted to read some of the top comments with you and really talk about why are people reacting so strongly to this? And I've heard you loud and clear. So many of you have canceled Netflix and said you will not watch. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'll probably watch parts of it just to get, I want to be able to react to. I hear Meghan gives a speech at the end, so that's what I'm interested. I'm curious to see how she makes it about herself. So I won't say I won't watch it, but I will not be watching it in full, probably parts, just to react to it is kind of my plan. But I'm open for suggestions. I hear you loud and clear. I hear you where you say you don't want to watch it. I get it. I do. Of course, I'm always up for supporting the servicemen and women. I'm happy to directly donate to them. I am not interested in lining their pockets. I'm not interested in having anything to do with Archewell, because Archewell's name is splashed on this thing, Archewell Productions. No thank you on that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the trailer itself and talk about where the numbers are at now that at the time of recording, where we're at on some of these numbers, because it's interesting. It doesn't bode well. So as I'm recording this, the Heart of Invictus, again, I'm getting these numbers from YouTube. So you may or may not know, behind the scenes, YouTube still has the thumbs down button, but they no longer publicly show the numbers. Well, if you have a Chrome extension, you can get a hold of that number. I don't know anything technical, so I had Jay do it for me. So at the time of this recording, I want to show you where the numbers are at. So they are sitting at 135,542 views, 2,453 likes, 16,926 dislikes, 87% dislikes, with 4,534 comments. Now, if you don't do YouTube, this probably means nothing, and I get it, but I can tell you honestly, as somebody who does create somewhat controversial content, if you're a Meghan Markle fan, I sit around 99% likes, and I really don't hang my hat on the likes versus dislikes. There are some videos that I put up where I'm crawling in trolls. I think my most disliked video, I'm about 96% likes. So to see these numbers the other way around, where they're at, what did I say, 87% dislikes? That is shocking. Because her people and the sugars are out just thumbs upping, trying to get that number up. So people are really, just to put it in perspective, people are really reacting strongly against this thing. And I don't blame them. I mean, they're up there on stage doing crap like this. It's all about the look at me. And I'm sorry, but what do they have to add to this thing? Yes, he was in the military, but that ship has sailed, and because of some really bad choices on his behalf. And what the hell does she know? What is she talking about? What? It just doesn't make any sense. Can you imagine? You're there to support your loved one, your, wounded vet, whatever the situation. You are the wounded vet who is trained for these events, and you have to sit through these two? I don't think so. I said it before, I think he should actually be taken off this thing, and thereby her too, but I'm saying they should take him off this thing and go ahead and give it to William. William gave such a generous donation of the phone hacking scandal, the settlement that he gave to Invictus. So put William on it. I know he's busy, but I'm saying put him on it, because that would irk these two even worse. And I think it'd be fantastic. And then everybody would watch it and root for it. All right, now let's get into the good stuff, shall we? This is the trailer for this Heart of Invictus coming out. And this is where I'm getting these numbers. If you want to see the numbers and the comments, if you want to see it for yourself, you just go here on YouTube, search Heart of Invictus official trailer. You'll see this come up. It's by Netflix. And just take a look at the comments. I'm actually surprised they haven't turned comments off. And who knows? Sometimes I record these in advance. Maybe by the time this goes up, the comments will be turned off. But right now, they're not. And I'm going to read them to you. Some of the top comments, because they're fascinating. Here we go. So when you scroll down, they're defaulting to show the most popular comments. So I'm going to start with the top comment under this video. Here we go. And it's by, I'm trying to see that name, Deb Bailey. Here we go. It says, these men and women of courage deserve so much more from their pain, suffering, and ultimate sacrifices than to have their platform hijacked to selfish, greedy, non-starting grifters. So beautifully said, so perfect. At the time of this recording, it's got 1,100 thumbs ups on this comment. Yeah, exactly. Exactly this. So this is the second most popular comment. This is by May M475. It says, I like the part where Harry and Meghan used wounded veterans to write off hundreds of thousands in private jets, clothes, jewelry, plastic surgery, 5-star hotels as, quote, production costs for the event and documentary. It was so charitable, it brought a tear to my left eye. I see what you did there, and I love it. Yeah, exactly this. I've heard the exact same thing. Disgusting. All right, the next one's by Ruby Mouse, and it says, my granddad never fully recovered from his service, and my father and brother are veterans. While I don't usually bother with H&M drama, their involvement in this sickens me. I only hope Netflix reads these comments, as I'm clearly not alone in this. And this has 500 some odd thumbs up. I love the comment. I love the thought behind it. It's such a good point. It sickens all of us. But I don't know what the hell's wrong with Netflix. Netflix sucks. They will not get the message. It's just a money-making thing with them. They're just already in bed with the Harkles. I don't think they'll learn or change. I think we're stuck. Okay, so this one is by, is it Martha Tossi 293? It says, yes to Invictus, no to Harry. This wasn't his project, but he took credit for it. The veterans deserve better. And 1,100 thumbs up on this one. Oh, Please Mary writes, Heart of Invictus, there is no question that we support these amazing veteran athletes. The 10,000 plus, it's actually 16,000, down votes that you're hiding are solely for the two grifters you've chosen to rep these amazing competitors. They deserve far better. I can't imagine that any of these warriors appreciate being used to make these two posers look good for the reality shit show. I think this is such a good point. I think about this a lot. Think about all the, the work these warriors have put in and training and stuff and working up to these games. And it's a big deal. It's a big, competition. It's just a big event. And of course, these two grifters are latching onto it. Ugh. This person says, love the veterans. My father fought in World War II. My grandfather in World War I. They deserve better than a traitor to our late majesty. Ding, ding, ding. Couldn't agree more. You ready for this one? At Baby Blue 28 says, I love the part where they let Meghan compete against the vets because she survived the war against a 96-year-old granny dying from bone cancer. Yeah. Exactly this. It's exactly the point I've been making. I don't think either of them should be associated with this thing, but I could make a case for Harry because at least he's been in the military. What the hell makes her qualified? So if your husband's a surgeon, does that mean you get up and perform surgeries while after he's done? Like, don't worry, I'll close up. I'm married to a surgeon. No, it's totally separate. So what the hell is she doing? I don't think she should be there at all. I really don't think he should either. But again, if we're taking this separately, what is she doing? Just costing everybody a bunch of money. It's ridiculous. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to read you this one because it just kind of hits the nail on the head. It's by Kelly Rivera, and it's 860. And it says, all due respect to these amazing veterans, we honor you as well as our own. Not one penny raised or donated for these veterans should be spent on Harry's wife or her designer clothes, glam squad, security, private jets, or pricey hotel suites. There better be a full accounting. These veterans deserve better than to be exploited yet again by these two extortionists. She should also be made to pay back the funds she took last year from Prince William's generous donation. Demand transparency. That is exactly what I'm saying as well. I don't think they should be allowed there at all, but if they are, full transparency. You pay your own way. You're not taking money out of this event, out of the veterans. It's, God, every time I think they can't sink lower, they're like, hold my beer. Oh, I can bully a 90-something-year-old lady. Oh, I can show up and try to make veterans events about myself, every single time they continue to show why they are the absolute worst. And I'm saying they are both the absolute worst. Oh, you guys, I cannot with these two. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I thank you guys so much for watching. Dying to know your comments on this one. Let me know your thoughts. Are you as frustrated as I am? I can only imagine you are. So leave me your comments, your thoughts on this one. And I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for being here. If you want to further support this show, definitely check out the merch. We got Drunk Goose Club, Hong Kong, everybody. Make it make sense. Recollections may vary. It very much applies. And then we have Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you could become an executive producer. And here is where I'm going to thank my executive producers. A huge thank you to Linda. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to Paige. Huge thank you to Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robin's Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Domby. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ridley. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna D. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, 509 Cougs. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Big Bad John. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Duck Barf. Your name is always funny to me. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Vicky loves her corgi. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Genesee. Thank you, Essie. Thank you, Lady Grandmother. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Funky Buddha. And thank you, Trish. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Kay Coffee. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, K Cubed. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Stragoria. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Morty, por favor. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Salami Mommy. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, Shiny. Can you guys believe I ran out of namespace on the other one, so I had to start a new list here. It's just unbelievable. Thank you to everybody who has signed up to be an executive producer. If you're interested, definitely check out patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great day. Bye-bye.